Welcome students. Today we'll be looking at the synthesis of few drugs molecule. This PPT you will see that these are classified according to the pharmacological actions they achieve. Say, let us start with the synthesis. First is antihistaminic agents. Under this, we shall be covering diphenhydramine hydrochloride. Although the salt is mentioned, only the parent base molecule synthesis is mentioned here. So the next step of formation of this drug salt is the formation of salt. So let us start with the diphenhydramine free base synthesis first. It starts with benzhydryl bromide. Now this derivative, bromo derivatives you get from benzhydrol, which is readily available. As such, benzhydryl bromide is also readily available. This you condense with 2-dimethyl amino ethanol. So this is ethanol derivative, which has a dimethyl amino group attached to at the second carbon. So therefore 2-dimethyl amino ethanol. This is a simple etherification formation, that is elimination of this HBr will give you the formation of ether, which is the diphenhydramine. Now this, when you form a salt using HCl, you get the formation of salt. Next is tripprolidine hydrochloride. Again, only the synthesis of the base molecule, the free base molecule is mentioned. Then last step would obviously be the formation of this hydrochloride salt. Now this starts with a keto derivative. Okay, this keto derivative is formed from chloroacetophenone, formaldehyde, and the pyrrolidine. So this is a kind of Mannich reaction. So this is the Mannich base, which is formed from the chloroacetophenone, formaldehyde, and the pyrrolidine. This is reacted with the 2-bromopyridine and magnesium. So this in situ, it forms a Grignard reagent, that is pyridine magnesium bromide, which results in the formation. So when you react with this this ketone derivative with the Grignard reagent, you get the formation of a tertiary alcohol. So this is a classic case of a Grignard reduction, which involves the reduction of keto to a tertiary alcohol. This is a tertiary alcohol which is formed. So this pyridine is coming from the Grignard reagent, which is formed in situ. Now the next step is a formation of double bond between this carbon and this carbon by elimination of water. That is, in presence of acid, you'll get the elimination of this water molecule, that is OH from this carbon and H from the adjacent carbon. So this forms a double bond here, which is the formation of the tripplodine free base. The next drug under this class is promethazine hydrochloride. This start with the phenothiazine. As promethazines belong to the phenothiazine class, you get directly take phenothiazine reacted with 1-dimethyl amino 2-propyl chloride. There is a propyl chloride on which to the first position you are having the dimethyl amino group, and the second position you are having the chloro group. This is simple N-alkylation, that is you alkylate this N position by elimination of again this HCl in this case. So you get the formation of promethazine. For this, a mild base such as soda amide is used. The earlier three drugs we saw were H1 antagonist. This is an H2 antagonist, cimetidine. It starts with ethyl 2-chloroacetoacetate. Okay. Now this is a derivative of ethyl acetoacetate. This is ethyl acetoacetate, from which the hydrogen at second position has been replaced with a chloro group. This, when you react with 2 moles of formaldehyde, you get the formation of this imidazole ring. This, when you reduce with soda and liquid ammonia, the ester group is reduced to the primary alcohol, or rather the secondary alcohol. So this is a reduction step. The next step in this case is reacting with 2-mercaptoethylamine. So this is SH group, you can name it as thiol, or if you are naming it as thiol, it will come as suffix. If you want to name it as a prefix, mercapto nomenclature is used. So 2-mercaptoethylamine. This, when you react with the earlier imidazole derivative, this is 4-hydroxymethyl 5-methyl imidazole. Okay, so numbering will start from here: 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4-hydroxymethyl, and at 5th position you are having the methyl group. So this molecule, this imidazole derivative with this mercaptoethylamine will replace this hydroxy here and form the sulfhydryl derivative. Now the next reaction in this drug synthesis, cimetidine, is reaction at this particular center with N-cyanoimido SS dimethyl dithiocarbonate. Okay, so this particular molecule is named as a cyanoimido derivative. So what we want is formation of this cyanoimido group, which is a peculiar of cimetidine. So this cyanoimido group is there. The last step, in fact, since this is a guanidine type of molecule, cimetidine, so you have to replace this SCH3. So just replacing with methylamine, simple methylamine will replace this SCH3, and it results in the formation of cimetidine. So this is a pretty long synthesis. Let us recap this particular synthesis. We start with ethyl 2-chloroacetoacetate, react with formaldehyde. It results in a cyclization reaction to form a imidazole derivative, wherein the 4th position is carb ethoxy. That means it is an ester group. Now this ester group is reduced in presence of sodium and liquid ammonia to form this hydroxymethyl. The next step is formation of this, or attachment of this thio derivative by replacing this hydroxy, which is achieved by condensing with 2-mercaptoethylamine. Now at this amino position, you want that cyanoimino group, which is a peculiar of cimetidine, which is achieved by reaction with N-cyanoimido SS dimethyl dithiocarbonate. So you form this cyanoimido group here. And finally, you want to replace this S-methyl group with aminomethyl to form this guanido kind of molecule being attached. So which results in the formation of cimetidine. The next class of compounds we'll be looking at is anti-neoplastics. The first drug under this class is mechlorethamine. It is a very simple synthesis. You start with methylamine and ethylene oxide. So in fact, 2 molecules of methylamine are required so that each molecule will attach to the either carbons of this ethylene oxide to form bis. Bis is used to indicate 2 groups, similar groups are attached. So bis 2-hydroxymethyl, 2-hydroxyethyl, methylamine. So for this methylamine group, now you have attached 2 hydroxyethyl groups. Now the next step is simply chlorination of this or replacement of this hydroxide with chlorine. So this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So using thionyl chloride as your nucleophile to get the chlorination of this alcohol. So this is the mechlorethamine. Mercaptopurine. Now there are several methods to synthesize mercaptopurine. This is the simplest one which I have taken, the wherein you form the formation of xanthine ring can take place either first via taking the imidazole derivative and then forming the pyrimidine ring to form the xanthine nucleus, or you can start with the pyrimidine and then form this imidazole part to form the xanthine derivative. Now, we will be looking at the first case, that is you are starting with an imidazole and then you are completing this pyrimidine ring. So you start with 5-amino 4-carboxamide. Imidazole 4-carbon. So this is an imidazole ring 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4th position you are having a carboxamide functional group, and at 5th position you are having a amino group. This when you react with formic acid in presence of acetic anhydride to get the cyclization, or rather first formyl group is attached to this amine position, and then this when you react with a mild base to get the cyclization to hypoxanthine. So this is the formation of this hypoxanthine. This now the next step, you want a SH group here. Mercapto stands for SH group. So you have formed this purine ring by way of this step, that is first formylation of this imidazole derivative and then cyclization in a mild base such as sodium carbonate. So this is what I've said at the start of this drug synthesis. There are 2 methods to form this purine ring. You either start with the imidazole and then form this pyrimidine part of this purine, or else you can start with the pyrimidine part and then form the imidazole to form this purine ring. So either ways you can achieve. This way, this particular method is a shorter method, that it involves less number of steps. So therefore, this is a preferred method. So eventually you form this hypoxanthine. Now, the next step, or rather the last step in this case, is to react with the phosphorus pentasulfide to replace this hydroxy. Now, this I've said hydroxy because it forms this ketoenol tautomer now. So this hydroxy hydrogen from here will go to this carbonyl group here to form the hydroxy group, which when react with phosphorus pentasulfide, you will get the formation of mercaptopurine. This step is important that it tautomerizes to the enol derivative and then reacts with this phosphorus pentasulfide to form this mercapto or the thiol group. So it results in the formation of mercaptopurine. Now this is a pretty long synthesis. Methotrexate, the next drug molecule. We will see this synthesis in three major steps: the formation of intermediate A, formation of intermediate B, and then combining this intermediate A to B to form the actual drug methotrexate. So let us learn first the formation of intermediate A. Now this starts with the guanidine and malonic acid dinitride. This is a simple cyano derivative of malonic acid. So wherein each of the carboxylic acid in the malonic acid are replaced with the cyano group, and hence the name malonic acid dinitride. So when you combine these two molecules, that is guanidine and malonic acid dinitride, it results in the formation of this pyrimidine derivative 2,4,6 triaminopyrimidine. The next step is the attachment of nitroso group, which is an electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, also known as a nitrosation reaction. Formation of or attachment of a nitroso group, not a nitro. Nitro is NO2, nitroso is NO. So this is known as a nitrosation reaction. It is a kind of electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. Eventually, you will get the attachment of nitroso group at 5th position. Now, the next step is reduction of this nitroso group using sodium borohydride. So you get a tetraamino-pyrimidine derivative. So you started with triamino. Now you have 2,4,5,6 tetraamino-pyrimidine derivative. This you combine with 1,2-dibromopropionic acid, propionic aldehyde. Which results in the formation of this pteridine ring. Now, this is a very peculiar moiety present in methotrexate. Okay, the same pteridine ring is also present in the folic acid, which is the methotrexate is antimetabolite of a folic acid. So this pteridine ring is an important moiety or part of this methotrexate drug molecule. So this tetraamine pyrimidine derivative, when you react with this dibromo propanaldehyde, you get the formation of this pteridine ring. Pteridine ring is a fused pyrimidine pyrazine ring. Now let us call this as intermediate A. So this is your first intermediate, that is intermediate A, that is a pteridine ring. Now the next part of the synthesis of methotrexate is intermediate B. Now this to start with 4-nitrobenzoyl. Okay, this is a benzoyl O. Whenever you see O, you should have the presence of a carbonyl. So distinguish between benzyl and benzoyl. Okay, additional O indicates the presence of a carbonyl group. 4-nitrobenzoyl chloride, which you combine with L-glutamic acid, an amino acid, to form this amide, that is N4-nitrobenzoyl, 4-nitro, N4-nitrobenzoyl glutamic acid. It is still named as a derivative of glutamic acid, 4N4-nitrobenzoyl glutamic acid. Now, next step is reduction of this nitro group to amine, which is achieved by reacting with in presence of hydrogen and ranitidine. So N4-nitrobenzoyl glutamic acid is reduced to N4-aminobenzoyl glutamic acid. The next step is the N-methyl formation, which is again a very peculiar of methotrexate. So this N-methyl group, this amino is methylated using formaldehyde, zinc, and sodium hydroxide to form a N-methyl. So this is now N, again named as a glutamic acid derivative. At this N position, you are having 4-methylamino benzoyl. So this entire part is named as 4. At 4th position, you are having methylamino benzoyl, which is attached to the N of glutamic acid. So we started with 4-amino benzoyl using formaldehyde and zinc and hydroxide. You are methylated this N position. So therefore 4-methylamino. So from 4-amino to 4-methylamino. Now this is the intermediate B. Recall that intermediate A is a pteridine ring and intermediate B is a glutamic acid derivative, both very peculiar of methotrexate, which is an antimetabolite of folic acid, which also contains this pteridine ring and glutamic acid part. So when you combine this intermediate A, which is a pteridine derivative, and the intermediate B, which is a glutamic acid derivative, you get the formation of methotrexate. It is simple elimination of this HBr. You can call this as N-alkylation of this glutamic acid derivative. This is a pretty long synthesis. So let us have a recap of all the steps again. So you start with intermediate A, formation of intermediate A, which requires guanidine and malonic acid dinitrile to form this triaminopyrimidine. So the next step is formation of or attachment of nitroso group at this 5th position. So you get this 5-nitroso derivative of this pyrimidine, which is reduced to form a tetraamine pyrimidine, which is condensed with this dibromo derivative to form this pteridine, which is an intermediate A. The next step is the formation of intermediate B, which starts with the starting materials 4-nitrobenzoyl chloride. I'm again stressing benzoyl to indicate the presence of carbonyl group here, which when condensed with the amino acid L-glutamic acid, it forms this 4-nitrobenzoyl glutamic acid derivative, which is reduced in presence of ranitidine and hydrogen to form 4-aminobenzoyl. The next step is N-methylation of this aminobenzoyl part using formaldehyde and zinc and hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, to form this N4-methylaminobenzoyl glutamic acid, which is our intermediate B. Now, when you combine this intermediate A, which is the pteridine part, and the glutamic acid part, intermediate B, you get the actual drug methotrexate. The next class of compound is vasodilators. This is a simple nitroglycerin. Now, nitroglycerin comes under the class of organonitrates, and we know that organonitrates are simply nitric acid or nitrous acid esters of the alcohols. So, nitroglycerin, as the name suggests, is a nitric acid ester of glycerin. So, you start with glycerol. You esterify in presence of a nitrating mixture, that is concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. So you get the attachment of nitro group, NO2 group at each of this hydroxy. So you can call this as a nitration reaction because you are using a nitrating mixture here. Also, you can call this as an esterification reaction because you are forming an it is a reaction between an acid and an alcohol. So you are forming an ester, nitric acid ester in this case. Sulfuric acid will act as the catalyst itself, the formation of nitro. The next under this class is isosorbide dinitrate. Now this starts with D-sorbide, okay, which is a derivative of the sorbitol. Just note that the aldehyde group has been replaced with the hydroxy group. In this case, it is reduced. This aldehyde group, which is there at the first position, it is now reduced to the hydroxy group. So hence the name D-sorbite. Now this, when you react with paratoluene sulfonic acid, it forms this isosorbide molecule, which is a result of intermolecular dehydration. Now this isosorbide dinitrate, when you react with again same nitric acid and sulfuric acid, you get the formation of the dinitrate form, the isosorbide dinitrate. So again, this is an either you can call it as a nitration reaction or a esterification reaction. The next class of compounds we'll see is diuretics. The first drug under this class is acetazolamide. It starts with ammonium thiocyanate and hydrazine, which forms this bis thiourea derivative, hydrazino NN. So at both these positions of hydrazine, you are having a kind of thiourea molecule. So is it just two molecules of thiourea being fused together. Now this is cyclized in presence of phosgene. COCl2 stands for phosgene to form this thiadiazine. Or rather the thiadiazole, because this is a 5-member ring. Thiadiazole, 2 amino 5 mercapto, 134 134 thiadiazole. This is further acetylated using acetic anhydride. So this N position is acetylated. So 2 acetyl amino 5 mercapto, 134 thiadiazole is formed, which is chlorinated to form this sulfonyl chloride derivative of this thiadiazole ring. And when you react with ammonia, you form this sulfonamide. So therefore, this is an amidation kind of reaction. So sulfonyl chloride reacting with ammonia with the elimination of HCl to get this sulfonamide. Next, under the class of diuretics, you have chlorothiazide, or also named as chlorothiazide. You start with 3-chloroaniline to react with chlorosulfonic acid. Chlorosulfonic acid, 2 molecules of chlorosulfonic acid. So you get this is again an electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction wherein the chlorosulfone moiety is the electrophile in this case. So chlorosulfonation. So you get the sulfonyl chloride group being attached at ortho position and para position, because the amino is an activating. Chloro is also orthopara directing. Both these groups are orthopara directing, but this is a deactivating and this is activating. So whenever you have a competition between activating and deactivating, the activating functional group wins, and this decides the orientation of the incoming electrophile. So the amino is an orthopara directing, so therefore it is attaching at this ortho group and this para group. This ortho group is sterically hindered, so chlorosulfonation does not occur at this ortho position. So the chlorosulfone group is attached at this ortho position and at this para position. So therefore, you're having the chlorosulfone group or sulfonochloride group attached at this ortho to the amine and para to the amine. The next step is the formation of sulfonamides of this sulfonyl chloride. So you react with 2 molecules of ammonia to replace these 2 chlorine groups in this molecule. So you form this sulfonamide. Next step is this cyclization using formamide. Some textbook also mention the use of formic acid. Both can be used, formamide or formic acid. Eventually it will form this thiazine benzothiadiazine kind of nucleus with this sulfone part. So this cyclization is taking place here. So the carbon, which is form of this thiazine ring, is coming from this formamide molecule or reagent. So this is a cyclization step. The last among this diuretics is furosemide. Again, this is an electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, and then the formation of sulfonamide. So now where this chlorosulfonyl group will attach, now both these are deactivating. So when you see orientation with respect to this is meta directing and this is ortho para directing. So whichever is the case, if you see it is attaching to either to meta to carboxyl group or ortho and para to the chloro group. So first is the formation of sulfonyl chloride group, that is electrophilic aromatic substitution. So therefore this first step is electrophilic aromatic substitution, and or you can name this as chlorosulfonation. And next step is the formation of this sulfonamide, that is the amidation reaction. Now this, when you react with the name furosemide, comes from the furan group. So you condense this with furfuramide. Okay, so furfuryl amine. So this chloro is replace. This is a nucleophilic aromatic substitution reaction, wherein this chloro is being substituted with this nucleophile, amine nucleophile. The next class is antihypertensive agents. The next class is antihypertensive agents. We have only one drug under this class, that is methyl dopate. Now, this starts with 3,4-dimethoxyphenyl acetone. So this is named as an acetone derivative. So to this acetone derivative, it is 3,4-dimethoxyphenyl group is attached, which is reacted with potassium cyanide and ammonium carbonate. This results in this formation of this Hydantoin ring. Hydantoin ring. Okay. Now this reaction, there is a name reaction. It is Strecker-Zelinsky reaction. So this reaction, that is reaction of this acetone derivative with potassium cyanide and ammonium carbonate to form this Hydantoin ring, is known as Strecker-Zelinsky reaction. The next step is hydrolysis of this Hydantoin ring. Okay, so you hydrolyze at this position and at this position using barium hydroxide. I repeat, so this amide bond is broken and this amide bond is broken. So a formamide kind of moiety is eliminated to form a racemic mixture of methyl dopa. Racemic mixture of methyl dopa. So this carbon is the chiral carbon here. So when you hydrolyze this, you get the formation of this methyl dopa, which is the racemic. Now, methyl dopate is actually an ester form of methyl dopa. So you first esterify it using ethanol. So you form this methyl dopate, which is again a racemic mixture. Now, methyl dopate is a levorotatory isomer. So when you resolve this racemic mixture by various methods which are available in literature, so any of the method you use for resolution to get the pure enantiomer, levorotatory enantiomer, methyl dopate. The last class of the compounds is antiaromatic drug. Again, under this class, we have only one drug, which is diisopyramide. It starts with benzyl cyanide. Now, I have not used O in this case, so this is just carbon. So this is benzyl cyanide and 2-chloropyridine, which when you react with sodamide, it forms this acetonitrile derivative. So it is named as an acetonitrile derivative, that is add alpha carbon to this cyano group. You are having a phenyl group and 2-pyridine group. This acetonitrile derivative is formed. This when you react with 2-diisopropyl amino ethyl chloride. Okay, so this is ethyl chloride. At second position, you are having an amine, which is further substituted with the isopropyl groups. So the name diiso or diiso is coming from this diisopropyl groups. So diisopropyl amino ethyl chloride. So this HCl is removed. So get the formation of this intermediate, which is having a cyanide group. Now, in diisopyramide, okay, you have the carboxylic acid, or rather the carbon amide group here, hence the name diisopyridine amide. So diisopyramide is the name which is coming from the diisopropyl groups, the presence of pyridine ring, and finally the amide. Now to get amide is you have to simply hydrolyze this cyano group in presence of acid. So it forms the amide group. So this is diisopyramide drug being formed. So that's all, students. This is with the synthesis of the drugs.